I'm here with Hoang Tran. We're looking at a photo that we shot down in San Diego. It was for a Subrosa ad. It's Hoang doing a barspin on top of this kind of like weird slant ledge thing, and there's a battleship in the background. And yeah, tell us a little bit about that, Hoang.
Yeah, I remember that day we were writing something else and we were kind of just putting it off because I honestly didn't really feel like doing anything. Just one of those lazy San Diego days. But we were riding around and then Kosman was brought up and we decided to give it a go. Went down there, the light was going down. I remember you were like setting up. And then we ended up having a lot of goes at it, which is sick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was just one day you put it off. We put it off for like a month.
Yeah.
Because I was down. I'm like a half hour north of the city, and you're living in Little Italy, like right near the spot. And I was down in your neighborhood shooting for like 2 weeks straight on this Red Bull project, and right near that kind of like wedge thing. And I would see the sun go down every day, and I was just hitting you up, like, we gotta come do this, like the bar spin on this, and the sun, just the water's golden, and the bridge, and like the boats, and like we gotta do it. And yeah, we finally ended up getting there. And so that like battleships come in and out of that harbor or bay all the time, and so I mean it was kind of cool that, like the anchor is sort of like, I don't know, like a symbol that you use for Subrosa, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like my signature symbol right now. It, like, involves that with the Subrosa logo. So yeah, it's kind of cool to have like a aquatic theme because my stickers are aquatic themed and with the pirate ship and everything.
Yeah, and you're right. You did it a ton of times. I mean, I was see. So my setup was, I had the 1DS Mark II, and then I was shooting on Pocket Wizard remotes, and I had those Einstein flashes, and I had the long throw reflectors on. So those are pretty cool. They focus the light so you don't lose as much light disbursement. Instead of like when you use the wide reflector, so that it's almost like using spotlights. So I had them pretty far back, and yeah, it was like at 1/250 of the second, ISO 100, and it was nice just lighting the front and the side of you, and the sunset. And so you were hopping on, bar spinning, and then riding off, and so the battleship was kind of like moving, but there were also sailboats too, right? There were sailboats going in the background.
Yeah, there were a bunch of sailboats. There were just people hollering at us, trying to get our attention. It was pretty sick. I remember you used two different angles, right? You tried a front or a closer angle with I think it was I don't know, it might have been, looked like a 50. You were pretty close, and then you went back farther away to the tree.
Yeah, I wanted to shoot it sort of like a medium or wide first, and then when the battleship, the sunset's real weird because it'll be cloudy, and then the sun will it'll get almost all the way down, and when it gets under the clouds, then that's when it lights up the water and the sky. So it all kind of changed pretty quick, and when that happened, you could see the battleship a lot better. So I used that 70 to 200 and kind of compressed it a little bit so you could see the battleship. And in your ads it's black and white. We're going to show it both color and black and white here. It definitely looks way better in color, but I know all your guys' stuff is running black and white. But
yeah, it turned out sick though, man. Definitely turned out sick.
And Ron was there too. Ron was trying like a downside tail whip on it, like
downside foot jam whip
on it. And then the sailboats were rolling by and people were just kind of like stopping and wouldn't want to walk in front. But yeah, I think you probably did it, I'd say 20 times. You definitely did it. And
yeah.
And you spin your bars the opposite way, so it was like it was kind of even more awkward. It looks like you're just doing like a straight regular bar spin, but it's like you spin it underneath, so you were landing. I don't know, you weren't spinning into your bar spin, so it was definitely like not the easiest thing to do. And there's actually another one of those. That's not the one that you guys usually ride. There's one up the street a little bit, right?
Yeah, they're all over the city. It's sick. But the one up the street from my house is the one we normally ride just because there's a little less foot traffic. But
then there's that boat full of like homeless people.
Yeah.
I don't know the deals.
There's a real pirate ship out there.
Yeah, it's like a real pirate ship. So it's just, there's a bunch of boats docked in the harbor. And remember last time we were there, people just started coming out from underneath. They had boxes of wine. They were yelling at us. They had like a dinghy that they were rowing. It was
Yeah, I think they actually had the wine outside the box, space bags.
Yeah, and they were yelling at us. We were yelling at them. It's a scene. It never fails. They're somehow they can afford their slip fee and living in the harbor, like living the dream, I guess.
One of the best parts about street riding, man, seeing that kind of shit.